We're live. We're live. Welcome back. Yeah. Okay. Things are working, I think. I think things are working. Not being set up in my usual manner. It throws you for a loop. But I hope everyone's had a great week. The past week on YouTube, or whatever it is that you've been busy doing in the past week. Welcome back. It's good to be back for another week, as always. And I'm glad people can hear me. That's good. All the meters are flashing on the screen. I believe I have some background music coming in from the old Spotify. I've created a mix, of course. So let's drop in some of the graphics there. There we go. Let's jump in and see who we've got this week. And I remembered I need the background, and I should really position myself here. This is where I need to position myself. So Monique was here before the stream. 92 minutes before the stream, mind you. Welcome. Also before the stream, Kevin Hawthorne in the house. And Chantel joining as well just before we went live. And let's keep shouting people out. They're coming in. Creative Classroom is here. Welcome. We've got Home Rapid Repair. Good morning on this No Nick Saturday. But plenty of other friends. Absolutely, plenty of other friends happening here. And we're starting it right now, as Nick says. Creative Classroom, who double Doug dared you to change the studio? Well, it's the same as last week. Actually, the only difference is I managed to push the TV out of the way so it didn't reflect all the lights. So, you know, work in progress still. I'm half a studio down still. I'm still having issues. My dock is actually gone off to get replaced. So my Rodecaster is off. My second monitor is off. So I'm just sort of I'm running on solo monitor, and it's just something I'm not that used to. So, you know, we're getting there. So yeah, I don't know who double Doug dared me, but you know, please don't do that. Calvin is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh no, 92 minutes is not enough time for the scripting. So remember, schedule more time. Michael Zahovsky's in the house. Welcome. Coming to us from the land up over, aka the USA. Anfield Road, layout in the loft. Lee, welcome. And yes, being scrappy, absolutely scrappy. We're making do. I left the lights sort of where they were from last week, just so that I could just switch them on, do the thing. So I think once I get situated again with my hub, I think we're going to be good to go. So then I can like get the full effect, multiple cameras. You know, just have the extra inputs with the dock. When I have a brand new dock, they're replacing it, so that's great. And we'll be able to mix our audio better. I have my second monitor so I can do my things. Yeah, it definitely when you're not situated in your own you know, regular setup, it sort of can cramp your creative style. Like you go, oh, I can't do that the way I normally do it, so I need to do it a different way, or you know. So, you know, you learn to adapt over time. So let's see. The chat keeps moving. Let's just keep going. Eileen Smith in the house. Hello, beautiful people. Wonderful. Good to see you. Yeah, I tried to get the blue theme. So that's the wash here on the wall. That's sort of in the gap there between the TV. That's the side of the TV. Last week the TV was sort of across here, and it was reflecting the light. So I had like a rug, like a blanket. It wasn't a rug, it was a blanket hanging over top to stop the light reflecting. It just looked really random. So this week I just moved the TV. It's on wheels. I could just move it. All right. The trolls better not come today because there are plenty of people that'll be on top of it. Absolutely. Hammer's ready. Mods, hammer's ready. Good stuff. And God is great. Hello from the rising sun, Japan. Good to see you. Yeah, Japan, to the north of where I am. Why is YouTube deleting my subscriptions, channels I'm watching and commenting on? Well, they shouldn't be. If that's happening, you might want to get in touch with Team YouTube. If you can verify things, just make sure that because YouTube will remove subscriptions when it comes to a channel getting terminated, so therefore it doesn't appear in your subscription feed anymore. So it's somebody you've subscribed to and their channel's been terminated, you won't see them in the list anymore. Sometimes what happens as well is some channels or some creators will rename their channel and not tell anybody, and so there's a whole new channel showing up somewhere else on your subscription list, and you don't realize you're looking for the old one. You don't realize there's a new one that could be happening as well. So there's a couple of things you should just verify. If there's one that comes to mind you can't see in your subscription list anymore, just go and see, check it a couple of different ways if you can, to see whether maybe they've renamed or they've done something else. Maybe if you can find them again, if you can find them still on YouTube, but they're on your subscription list and it appears that you're not subscribed, then I'd reach out to Team YouTube and say, hey, this isn't supposed to be happening, because it isn't supposed to be happening. That's not standard. So if it is happening, it could be a bug. And hands up, anybody who knows that this week, probably in the last week or so, YouTube's had a lot of flaky bugs with its UI, its interface, stuff not working, back-end analytics, front-end stuff doing weird things, problems with uploading. In the past week or so, I think there's been quite a bit of that. I've seen people pop up on Twitter and different places where people are reporting this, Facebook groups. So that's another thing to keep in mind. YouTube can at times still be buggy, even though it is a good platform. It's usually pretty good. Sometimes they go through a run of real buggy things happening. So yeah, so if the problem persists, definitely reach out to Team YouTube and see if you can get them to take a look over maybe what's going on there. Let's keep scrolling. I always feel out of sync. I should highlight the question, the chat before I read it out. I feel out of sync with my yeah. It's a bit like that for me. Philip Murphy in the house. He's been busy. Uploaded 3 YouTube videos yesterday. I think you can feel like making content some days. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you're not feeling it. Like if you work a full-time job as well, that's another thing. Like I do. I work Monday to Friday, and so sometimes I come home, I'm tired. I don't have the energy, the motivation, the mental capacity sometimes to make a video, make content, make a short, do stuff. So sometimes I find other things I could do that'll keep me being somewhat productive. Sometimes things in life just come up, don't they? Jerry's in the house. Here he is. What up? So yeah, well, yeah, I can manage with one. I'm just not used to one. So that is true. A lot of people, even back in the day, I would have my MacBook with my little tiny sort of monitor. I had a MacBook Air, 11 inch, so super small, and then I had probably a 27 inch at one point when I actually got to have a decent sized screen. So it's about the same size as this one that I'm using now. It's 27. Might have been a 24 at the time. Could have been 24. I've had a 27, I've had two 24s, now I've got a 27-28, because one's 1080p, one's 4K. My 4K's out of action. That's the one, if I'm doing screen recordings and stuff, that's the one I use for my screen recordings, because it's 4K. So that's if I need to do a tutorial or something like that, that's where, I could feel it. But I'm feeling slowly after these last few weeks that I'm starting to get back into it. I'm starting to get the vibe. I need to start making a video, get a video up. It's been a little quiet in the YouTube news front, but I reckon they should be ramping up soon. There should be a few announcements coming. If I knew about them, I'd tell you. But once I hear about them, I'll make a video on them. All right. I'm going to keep scrolling. Chantel says she loves dual monitor, but it can only have one. I only have one on my 32-inch, which can now have, 32 starts to get a bit larger, so sometimes it's just like space constraints. Absolutely. Okay. Philip says, I know that subs somehow don't show up unless I go and manually sort through the list sometimes, like your sub feed is on an algorithm for some reason. Yeah, I find that sometimes what happens, like with the sub feed or whatever, sometimes they can, some creators will go quiet. Like me, I haven't published a lot. Like I've live streamed last week, this week. I had a week off live streaming because my setup was getting moved around. I haven't uploaded a video in weeks. So, you know, sometimes things like that happen, so creators will sort of not upload at the regular cadence. So you're going, there's something missing here. And maybe it's because they haven't uploaded. So that's the other option as well. But yeah, well, you know, things can happen. Things can happen. All right. So much jankiness this week. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's YouTube, not BugTube. Well, we don't want it to be BugTube, do we? Yeah, they are. They're definitely rare, but there's been a few this week. That's why they're noticeable. They're noticeable when you're like, okay, this isn't working. This report or this analytic or this real-time report or something's not working. And the old my uploads aren't working chestnut. I think we had that this week. I had like a whole day on my iPad. I don't know if it was my iPad or the YouTube app on my iPad or whatever, but for like 24 hours, it would load everything, but it wouldn't show the thumbnails. That'd all be grey. But I think it was just my device. Once I updated the app and refreshed everything, it came good. So I think it was just my device. But, you know, stuff like that happens. Stuff like that happens all the time. All right. So there's another thing that's happened. Several videos watched had no sound, even though it was clear and the person was speaking. Went back later, it was fine. Yeah, I've seen actually people say on like comments on videos on occasions like, your sound was terrible. It was like all scratchy. And then you play it back just to say, oh, what's going on? No one else, like if the video's been up for like months or years, it's like no one else has said anything about the audio. You listen back, it's perfectly fine. Sometimes it's just with that particular playback, something happens, whether it's a device issue or YouTube's just doing something weird. So yeah, it happens. Frankie over 50 is here. Welcome. Welcome. Happy Saturday. And that's good advice there. Don't forget Smash, Hulk Smash, Wolverine Slash. Whatever you do, hit that like button. All right. Jerry's trying to trick me here. Doug, did you see that YouTube is releasing the A, B, C thumbnail feature by hemisphere? Are you referring to Renee Ritchie YouTube Liaison's Twitter post where he said summer, Northern Hemisphere summer, Southern Hemisphere winter? I think that's the post you might be referring to. I saw that too. All right. Frankie over 50 says, Doug, can't thank you enough for the reused content video. It came very clear to me what I need to do to remonetize the 100 very popular videos I had to remove from my channel. I'm excited. Well, I hope it works. I hope it works as planned for you. But yeah, when they came out with that information, sort of re-explaining what reused content is, sort of trying to make it clearer, I was like, okay, we need to talk about this because I noticed people think that reused content is I'm reusing this piece of footage that I've reused before, because the name suggests it is, oh look, I posted my video about you know, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and now I'm going to use a section of that and reuse it again. That's reused content, but that's not what they mean by reused content. So, yeah. So I'm glad that helped. I'm glad it helped. Absolutely. One of the other things I noticed, I was just looking at my comments before the stream. Somebody was asking me about the altered content disclaimer and clarifying, like, went through their scenario. I'm like, they said, oh, I use stock footage and stuff. I'm like, A, you're not even using AI for the first place, and B, you're not making somebody to say something they didn't say, changing a real place or a real event, or you know, doctoring it or misleading people with it. So you're good. So you know, things like that need to be real explained. I know that vidIQ on their video yesterday had to, Rob explained how he interpreted that particular question and sort of tried to simplify it, and I think he did a pretty good job at it. Somebody even suggested to me, after I gave the answer for that person, he came back and said, hey, Doug, can you make another video on that, just making it as crystal clear as you did just in the comment? I'm like, all right. So I might make another video on the altered content disclaimer. Just make it super simple. Although vidIQ just did it, so, you know. Michael says, 3 cheers for the moderators. Absolutely. Mods are the lifeblood of live streams. 100%. Agree. And I'll say that anytime anybody asks me about should you have moderators, the answer is yes. Should I have more than one moderator? Yes. All right. And hey, if you've got any questions along the way, just pop them in the chat. I got something I want to go over a little bit later, which we'll do. When we get caught up in the chat, we'll go through that. Just something I teased in the title of the live stream when I sort of updated that before. But we'll get to that. So if you have any questions in the meantime, make sure you just drop a Q in front of it so I know it's a question for me. It's all good. Look at that, Calvin. Wonderful. A question like this one. All right, I'm going to take a sip before I start. Since the new thumbnail test results will be watch time and not views, that tells us what YouTube really values. Absolutely. For a couple of things, because most people are thinking they're going to like measure it by CTR, click-through rate, impressions, how many times people click. If it gets more clicks, then, you know, from a CTR perspective, a higher CTR beats out a lower CTR because it's getting more clicks per impression, per 100 or 1,000 impressions, which sort of makes sense at like a high level. It makes sense. But they say they're using watch time for a particular reason, because watch time better helps tracking thumbnails that might be clickbaity, where people will click, but then they'll click away quickly, and so the watch time will be really low, so a very low average view duration, and therefore generating less watch time overall. But if a quality of the video is good, like the thumbnail and the video match, so you get like a cohesion, like the thumbnail and title promise this thing, the video delivers, we've got a winner, people watch it further along through, or to the end, hopefully, then that generates more watch time. And that tells YouTube a lot more about the value of the video if people do the thing. Here it is.
Someone just bought Doug a coffee.
Amazing Yacht Destinations bought 5 coffees. Some funds for Vid Summit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We're on the road to Vid Summit. Got some stuff in place. We're still working through the whole process for Vid Summit. We might talk about a little bit more about that later if we need to. So yeah, watch time. Views is interesting because just purely the fact that somebody clicked, and they're just clicking on whatever's presented to them. So if it's like people who are in who are your subscribers, and they're the people who come and click as soon as you publish a video. They're going to click anyway. And it's going to be fairly random as to which thumbnail they're going to get. Say you use the ABC thumbnail, you use 3 thumbnails. They could get any 3, so it doesn't say anything about the 3 thumbnails purely on a view basis, because they could be just clicking that because it's the one that happens to appear in the feed. They're going to watch you anyway. Watch time speaks more about the value of the thumbnail and the video. So you're basically testing and comparing the package overall, not just the thumbnail, not just the title, but you're comparing the video, title, and thumbnail as a complete package. So that's why they call it test and compare, rather than A/B testing or ABC thumbnail testing. So they don't mention they're not just testing the thumbnail, they're testing the package, the whole package, the overall package. Like when you get a present at Christmas time, you got the packaging, the nice bow on top. You got to pull that, the bow is the title, so you undo the title. The packaging is the thumbnail, but inside you've got the gift, which is the content. So that's, the overall package. Like, you can have a really nice package thing, and in there could be like, okay, I've got, I've just got a peg. I promised all these things, and then all you've given me is a peg. So the inside of the package didn't match the outside of the package. Not a trick. Yeah, Renee tweeted it. Yeah. The funny thing is, Northern Hemisphere summer is the Southern Hemisphere winter. So we're going into winter now, where you guys are up in the north, and I'll appreciate this when I'm there in September for Vid Summit. It's going to be, you guys are warming up. Down here, we're cooling down right now. Like, outside, it's pretty brisk, I can tell you right now. Yeah, it's getting cooler out there. 15 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. But it's supposed to drop down to about 12 tonight, which is, we'll say it's nippy. We're in a very temperate climate, so it's not too bad, but it gets cooler. Boom. Chantel's already on it.
Someone bought Doug a coffee.
And there goes. Thank you, Amazon. Alexa, my Alexa just said, somebody brought me a coffee. I wonder what it was. Thank you. Amazing of destinations. Thank you again. Okay, where are we? I don't say, yeah, they could, yeah. Because people say, oh, summer. We're going, down here we're going, gee, it's going to be a while till summer. Summer doesn't start till December, We're going to wait till the end of the year. But no, it's not summer. It's summer in the north, summer in the US, summer in Europe, summer in Canada, summer in Asia. Okay, where are we up to? I think we're just remaking them with our faces in the videos, talking about content. Yeah, that makes sense. Giving useful info, so I doubt they will be able to say that we haven't transformed the content. Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. I concur with that sort of progression and remake to make it, hey, this is really something we've put together, and we've made a content that's original, based on the stuff that, the whatever it is that we're using. The third-party content. Where are we? Wiggle room. Yeah, they want wiggle room. Summer's pretty broad, isn't it? So it's like, we're talking about like a 3-month. We're talking about a 3-month period. So they might drop it early summer. They might drop it late summer. They might drop it right in the middle of summer. Might be a bit of snark from Renee. Yeah, because he was doing a Q&A, so it was a Q&A answer. So you never know. You never know. Should you have bad moderators? No, I agree. You don't want bad moderators. Okay. What is the last thing you learned that's really kind of blew your mind when it comes to making content? Oh, put me on the spot. Let me think about that. Let me think about that for a second. Let me think. While I'm thinking, I need to unplug something here. Blew my mind. There's been some stuff recently. I'm just trying to think. Who was I watching and what blew my mind? Now, blowing your mind is very subjective. Like, you know, it could be just like light bulb moment blow your mind, or it could be like, you know, like the emoji. Absolutely blowing your mind as much as you can without, you know, opening up your skull. Blow my mind. Yeah. It's been a while since I've had something blow my mind. Maybe I need a blow my mind experience for when it comes to that. Like, I pick up a lot of information. Like, I watch people like Colin and Samir and you know, different channels where it could be about the creation process, you know, like filming or the lighting or whatever. Or it could be like YouTube or growth strategy. It could be all sorts of things. I don't know if I've had anything that's blown my mind in a while. Well, nothing that's come to mind. If it comes, I'm going to circle back. Because something might come to my mind, and then I'll be able to blow your mind for that information. The Spanish World in the house. Welcome to the stream. All right. I just had to put that one up to laugh while I'm scrolling. Okay. Jerry says, the other thing to note about that feature is that it's intended for use across every channel. Once it's rolled out, it needs to be as simplified as possible. Yeah, and it needs to like work at scale, because everybody's going to be using it. Everyone's going to be uploading multiple thumbnails and setting it up on every video that, you know, well, long form. Obviously not going to do it on shorts. But yeah, they need to. They got a lot to make sure that it's like robust. And we know from this week, like we mentioned earlier, that not everything's robust. Sometimes things fall over on the platform. All right. Okay, 15 degrees is 59 Fahrenheit. There we go. Been 28, 29 in Perth all week. Warm days. That's warmer than what we've had of late. We've been sort of, like a warmer day in the last few weeks would probably, 25, 26. So 28, 29, that's warm. That is warm. Yeah. Unless we misread, or I can't speak for others, misread that particular tweet. I'm not going to go. I don't know why I was going to go looking for it. I'm not going to go looking for it. I'm just going to move my phone out of the way there. That's all good. All right. Okay, let's talk about modding. But here's a question. Is there any way I can make a channel where I can review what is uploaded before making it public? My 12-year-old made a channel without us knowing and just want to moderate it. What I would probably do is, if you have access to the back end, I will go into the channel settings and make as much of the defaults to make everything sort of unlisted or private initially, so that it can sit there uploaded, but you can go through and approve it and then make it public if it's, if it meets the requirements. But I certainly understand. And these things happen too. The other concern with that being a 12-year-old, the minimum age where you can sort of do YouTube unrestricted from a sort of a YouTube rules point of view is 13. So it can be 13 or older. So if you're under 13, then YouTube are definitely going to be looking for some adult supervision. And often if they appear in the video without like a parental sort of person to be there somewhere, sometimes it's like YouTube are going to be saying, please explain. Do you have parental consent? So running into those sorts of things would have happened if you hadn't come across the fact that there was a channel there. So I would try and make those defaults, and then tell the 12-year-old that, yep, upload it as listed. We're going to review it, and if it's good, then we can make it public once we've reviewed it. We just got to go through the review process just to make sure that everything. So and you could even want to frame that if you want to have the discussion. Say we just want to make sure that we're following YouTube's rules. So if we give it a once over and make sure that you're not doing anything that YouTube says you shouldn't be doing, like community guidelines. So if you frame it like that, to say it's just we're helping you to cover you so that you're not putting up anything that YouTube's going to either take down or give you a strike over and could terminate your channel, because nobody, especially a 12-year-old, doesn't want their channel terminated. So you could frame it that way as well, in addition to making sure that the default's to unlisted, and obviously when you upload you can change that. So if the 12-year-old's going through that process, say just leave it at the unlisted as default. Once you get to that part at the end of the flow where it says should this be public or unlisted, just say make it unlisted. We're going to give it a once over, and then if it's all good, we can make it public. That would be my recommendation on that. Just to mitigate that is to use the defaults, and a little bit of training goes a long way, I think. Because I think
Someone just bought Doug a coffee.
20 coffees from Home Rapid Repair. Larry's dropped 20 coffees. It says for flights for Vid Summit. Much appreciated. That goes a long way to getting it happening. It's one step closer to getting that all tucked away. Appreciate it. Okay. So hopefully that sort of tackled that somewhat. If you want any more clarity on that, I can't think of anything else that's where you can just go in and power block everything, because there is room there where on the actual upload you can make it public straight away. So I think there still needs to be that instruction there. I think with that, I think you'll get most of them caught, hopefully. Do we need to storm Daryl's chat? We want to make Chantel for Red Squad. I don't know. Well, you have to ask Chantel. Does she want to be up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning after Nick Dimmon's streams, for example, and moderating Daryl's when he does his streams every few weeks? That's extra commitment. We know what time Daryl generally streams. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Someone just bought Doug a coffee.
Calvin brought me a coffee. A little thank you. It's not much, but every little helps. Get you to Vid Summit. Much appreciated. And that all checks off that sort of that broad goal list that I've got set up on the Buy Me a Coffee page. So when you give through that, then that helps knock that off. And that that's not the only place people. Of course, we've already had people super chat in previous weeks as well. As that comes through from YouTube, we squirrel that away as well to make it all happen. We've got time. It's got to go. I've got till September. Obviously, get my flights happening sooner rather than later would be great. But I do have a brand new. I think I mentioned it last week. Have a brand spanking new passport. So ticking the boxes along the way. Oh, yeah. Only today, yeah. No, I remember when my kids were that age, so. And the, at that often at that age, it could be like a gaming sort of thing. No, I'm not saying it is, but for my son, it was gaming. And then so he was. I think by the time he started doing like anything on like Twitch or YouTube, he was like in his sort of in his teenage years. So, but yeah, I know what that's like. Sometimes it's hard to moderate their online activities generally. So, Creative Classroom's out of here. Have a great day. Heading to the big city. Big city. To the big city. Nice. All right. I don't know what Chantel's up to because I'm not seeing the YouTube chat right now because I've only got one screen. But there's a lot of emojis happening there. Yeah, mods can post whatever we want. What's Doug gonna do? Take the wrench? I don't know if that's a dare or not. Is that like a double Doug dare? Oh, okay. What I'm gonna do is let's remove that. Let's just take a break and let's talk about what's coming up later today, and then we'll get back into it. Still got to talk about something that's teased in the title of this stream, so we'll get into that later. But let's jump to.
Someone bought Doug a coffee.
That's my Alexa going again. Thank you, Alexa. Let's go this one. Alright, let's talk about what's coming up later today. Normally, Nick Demon will be going live at 9 AM Eastern, which should be in like 47 minutes from now. But he's not streaming today. Big red cross there to indicate that Nick is not streaming today, just so you know. But coming up 12 PM Eastern, which is 2 AM if you're on the Australian East Coast. So I just thought I'd give you the conversion there. Daryl Lees is doing one of his streams where he's interviewing one of his students, talking about, if I recall, this gentleman's channel got monetized in 7 days or something like that. I think that's what they're teasing. I've forgotten. Normally when I'm streaming on StreamYard, I have the whole spiel, including the title. But today I have the thumbnails posted. But I believe that's what it is. So let me go and have a look because I have all these things ready to go. I want to talk. I want to make sure that I get the right. Here's how he got monetized in 7 days. Yeah, that's what I thought. So talk about getting monetized in 7 days. So it's unusual. Doesn't happen all the time, but it happens occasionally. So we'll learn all about that and more on Daryl's stream at midday Eastern. Midday Eastern. All right. And how do I do this? I have to click it. That's all right. And make sure to join me next week, of course. And I did check with Chantel before I went live. Chantel, are you streaming this week? If so, it'll be 7 PM Eastern Sunday. Sunday night, 7 PM Eastern. Chantel, that's last week's thumbnail. But if Chantel is streaming, it'll be at 7 PM Eastern. So it's up there from last week, so I thought I'd share that as well. All right. Let's jump on back. Things are happening in the chat here. All right. I want to address this one. Calvin says, why isn't no stream from Nick today? Nick is going to the UK this week. On Thursday, he's speaking at TubeFest. Yes, TubeFest. I was going to say VidFest. But it's not VidFest, it's TubeFest. if Chantel has the link handy, you could drop the link to VidFest. I mean TubeFest. See, I've said it wrong now. That's in Birmingham, I believe, in the UK. It's an all-day conference on the Thursday, this coming Thursday. So he's flying out in the next day or so to get over there, and so he's starting to acclimatise his body. So he's wanting to get to bed early tonight, so he won't be streaming tonight because he needs to get his beauty sleep. Get those sleep reps in before he leaves on a jet plane to the UK. So, that's what happens. And so I think next week Nick could possibly be streaming from that part of the world on next Saturday, I believe, as a possibility. But we'll keep you posted on that because I'm sure he'll confirm those things, because over there, what time is it over in Europe right now? It's like middle of the day, so that's like prime. He's awake. It's a Saturday. He can stream. So that's what's happening. Bingo. Isn't that what I said? Brenna's recovery in the house. Welcome to the stream. No stream from Nick. Yeah, it happens. It happens. It'll happen around Vid Summit Season 2. Sometimes there's like travel involved. When there's travel involved, sometimes the regular stream time slot is not achievable because you're either in the air or you're in a different time zone. It works or it doesn't work. So be on the lookout for something that might, like next week after TubeFest is done, probably around the end of the week, Saturday as usual. Look for Nick to pop up a stream. It might not be the exact same time slot, or it could be right on 9 a.m. Eastern. Who knows? So just keep an eye out. Make sure you got your subscribers on, as they say. The subscribers. And click the bell. Ring the bell and click the subscribers. Okay. Where are we? Yeah, see, this time of day, it's like, middle of the day. Unless it's like something you need to be out doing. Middle of the day, you could be streaming at 2 p.m. UK time. Yeah, well, D, if you're watching, when are you going to start streaming again? We miss the old D Nimmon streams. D, drop me a line if you're going to be streaming sometime this weekend. That'd be lovely to let people know if you are doing that. What I really should do is keep my Twitter DMs open, because that's how he contacts me. SMA Sky in the house. Welcome. Leanne's Craft Room's here as well. Good evening, Doug. Hi, Chantel. And live typers. All the live typers. Love it. D is ordering that replacement play button. Yeah, it's a big job ordering that replacement play button. I'm just waiting for him to actually get that so that him and Daniel Batal can both open their play buttons. Like, Daniel Batal's had his sitting in a box for probably at least 3 years now. They got to open those play buttons together. We got to see it happen. We need to see it happen. Okay. All right. I'm gonna reset. Let's reset now, and let's talk about the title of the stream. Well, part of the title of the stream. I'm just gonna pull up a page here. Obviously, the first part is get answers about YouTube. It's Q&A. At any time, you can drop your questions by putting a Q in front, so I know. That's always good. But I mentioned that I bust a piece of advice. And it's a piece of advice that I happened to see on a video I watched earlier today, my time. But, it went out yesterday. It's from a very fairly well-known channel. It was a listicle. It was a list of settings, YouTube settings that you might not know, or that you should check, that you should turn on or turn off. And so we're gonna look at that in just a second. I need to. Oh, I just saw this. I got to put this one up. They're selling play buttons on Amazon nowadays. They're not the original, but they look so close to the real thing. It wouldn't surprise me. I know you can get lots of like boutique sort of ad hoc ones from on Etsy and places like that as well. So you know, I've contemplated getting like a 10K play button on Etsy before. so yes. Brandon says, Doug, where are you from? I'm from here. I'm here in Australia. I'm in Brisbane, in fact. Brisbane, the capital of Queensland, which is the sort of on the east coast, north of Sydney, a little bit. An hour and a bit's flight. 12-hour drive north of Sydney. So a little bit warmer, a little bit sunnier most of the time. So yeah, that's the part of the world I'm from. And cha-ching, welcome to the stream. I'm hoping that I can earn a play button in the next year. Yeah, we'll hope to get that 100K one day, to get that 100K silver play button. That'd be really cool. One day, absolutely. All right, I'm going to jump over to the screen capture section here. And there I am on the screen. Okay, my computer's not, but there it is now. All right, this is my clip. So I clipped this section, so I'm going to play this section. And this is a clip I clipped from a video on the TubeBuddy channel. Hopefully the audio comes through. I'm just going to play it here in the window. This is one of the points from the video yesterday. I just wanted to sort of talk about one section where I sort of didn't agree exactly. Like, I agree with part of what he's saying. There's a whole section of this where I'm agreeing with this, and there's a whole other part where I think the advice is actually wrong for most creators. So I want to talk about why it's wrong for most creators in a second, but I want to play the clip first.
Top YouTubers like them know how essential it is to have people reacting and talking about your videos. That's why you want to turn on this setting that allows others to reuse your content. Now, some people may disagree, but it's free exposure to have everyone and anyone talking about your videos. To do that, go to video details and change standard YouTube license to Creative Commons attribution.
I'm going to pause it there. So hopefully that's coming through with the audio. Let me see. Audio's working. That's good. I thought I'd jump in before that. Okay, this is the part, like the part after this, I'm fine with. This is the part that I actually am disagreeing with. Just blanket telling people to change their license to Creative Commons. Creative Commons is complicated, and it's not as simple as just turning it on for any video. And it's bad advice, in my opinion. I'm going to play the rest, because the rest is fine. The rest is fine. Let's talk about shorts remixing, and everything else is I agree with.
So right below it, I would click Allow Shorts Remixing so you can allow other creators to react and reuse your content when creating YouTube Shorts. And it's not like they're just stealing your content, because any shorts of yours that another creator remixed are linked back to your OG content.
Okay, so that's the part. That's the part I wanted to talk about. So let's talk about what is Creative Commons. Now, this is from a YouTube help page itself, so this is like the place to go to find out what it means by YouTube, what Creative Commons is, because there's a standard YouTube license and there's a Creative Commons license. Standard YouTube license is the one that is outlined in the terms and conditions of YouTube about what if you mark it as standard license, you can link it here. Terms of service, you can go read what the standard license is. The standard license is what you should be setting it for by default. Now, it says here that Creative Commons license... Let me just highlight this part. Oh, no, not that part. There we go. Gives a standard way for content creators to grant someone else permission to use their work. YouTube allows creators to mark their videos with Creative Commons, a CC BY license. If you mark your video as a CC BY license, you've retained your copyright. Other creators get to reuse your work subject to the terms of the license. And so that sounds fairly straightforward, but it gets more complicated underneath. But we'll go on. The ability to mark uploaded videos with Creative Commons license is available to all creators. I'm just going to scroll this up a bit. The standard YouTube license remains the default setting for all uploads. To review the terms of the standard license, refer to terms of service. That's a whole other thing that I don't want to get into here. Creative Commons licenses can only be used... This is where we get to the crux of the issue. Can only be used on 100% original content. So as soon as you're using stock footage or you're using third-party content because you're like I've just played a portion of TubeBuddy's video there. As soon as I do that, I can't mark it Creative Commons because I'm breaking the license rules for Creative Commons. And by marking the original video with a Creative Commons license, you're granting the entire YouTube community the right to reuse and edit that video. And we can go into more detail here. It says what is eligible for Creative Commons. You can only mark your uploaded video Creative Commons license if all the content that you can license is under the CC BY license. Some examples of such licensable content are your originally created content, or if you used other videos marked with a CC BY license, or the videos are in public domain. So again, as soon as the content, you use some piece of content, whether it's music, whether it's third-party footage, whether it's stock footage from a stock footage service, anything that belongs to somebody else, you're not allowed to mark it because you don't have the rights to tell somebody else that they can use any part of that entire video because a part of it belongs to somebody else. Because you've already borrowed for somebody else to do it. So therefore you cannot mark it as Creative Commons. Now, if the video is 100% yours, then feel free to mark it as Creative Commons. That's okay. It's something that once you put it out there, it's like a genie in a bottle. You can't put it back in. So if you don't want people using your content for whatever reason, because maybe you're making it for your business or for something else, you don't want to make that Creative Commons because people can take it and reuse it, re-edit it, turn it into something completely different. And because you've marked it Creative Commons, you don't really have any recourse because you'll basically have put that out there and said, use my content any which way you like, unfettered. I don't get a say in it. Here it is, it's yours to use however you wish, good or bad. So that's sort of why I take exception to that. Now, I did have another page here. Now, the Creative Commons actual website. Now, YouTube talk about the CC BY 3.0, and apparently that's been superseded by the 4.0 version. And this gets into complicated, talks about the definitions, how it relates to fair dealing or fair use, what licenses are granted, what restrictions there are. So it gets very complicated, very legal, very quickly. So it's like just going out and telling somebody, hey, go and put go and make all your content Creative Commons without giving guidance I think it's a bit of a silly thing to say. Now the rest of the video is fine. Like I agree. I reckon unless you've got a reason, allowing your footage, your long form content to be remixed into shorts, 99 times out of 10, it should be a good thing to do because it links back to your channel. Whether or not people click on that link You know, we could talk about that. It's a whole other kettle of fish. Even talking about like the related links that you can manually put on your own shorts. You know, there's a whole discussion there. There's a whole other discussion. So I just want to point that out in case you heard that particular thing about, oh yeah, make all your videos Creative Commons. Be very careful with that. If in doubt, leave it as standard YouTube license, because you know that's why it's the standard YouTube license is for a reason. It covers you in conditions of when you get into copyright issues in particular and other things. It doesn't grant. It tells people that they don't have the right to just take your content and use it however they wish. That it needs to be used. If they're going to use it, it has to be used either under fair use or it has to be, you know, they have to ask you permission first. So let's scroll back. Let's scroll back. There might be some discussion on this. Where am I up to? I'm just going to hit the questions as they are in order. This is where I was checking the audio was working. Oh, there we go. Audio's working. Now, right before that, Cha-Ching King had a question. Can we see more of your studio at some point? When I get it set up again, because I'm like in the midst of moving it around, and so we're in a bit of a state of disrepair. So yeah, I think once I get settled in and get it zen in the zone, then might even make a video about that. Just going to hit the questions because I won't probably be able to come back to them. YouTube should come out with a bronze play button for 10K. I agree, because I would like to have one. I understand they would have to charge for them. It would be fun. Yeah, we want a bronze play button. Absolutely. We should come up with a 200K play button. Yeah, it's like where do you put them? What they do is, because they've already separated out like the subscription levels, in the background, they like drop like the gold where it changes from silver to gold, and then I think after gold is it platinum? And they've got diamond, ruby diamond. They've got like different ones because they've had to. As people get up like to Mr. Beast level and T series level, they've added. You know, okay, we've got to a new. Where's the next milestone going to be? You know what I mean? Cha-Ching King says, I've turned off embedding and kept the standard license. Standard license is good. Yeah, embedding, you know, embedding is a different. That's where people can like link to your video on like a website, third-party website, like drop it in, and it would be like embedded, so they can play it there. You get credit for the views and everything. But as you're saying, some people are turning that off when they're getting this invalid traffic issue, which is what you mean by IVT. Yeah, yeah, like if you're feeling a little bit what's the word for it? Feeling a little bit skittish from the whole invalid traffic thing, then you know turning off embedding might be one way of dealing with it. I don't know if that solves the problem though. Invalid traffic is a whole other discussion. I don't know if I want to get to it on the stream, but yes. Technically, where I'm up to. Yeah, it is. Creative Commons is. Yeah. That's right, Jerry. That's the way the first time I watched it, I said, "Why are you turning Creative Commons on? Because you don't need that to allow short sampling or remixing or whatever we're calling it now." So yeah, I had the same thought when I first watched it. I'm like, huh? What? Are you saying that? I don't think that's what he's saying, but I think it just goes so quick that it's not adequately explained. Calvin says, this is what confuses me about remixing and them getting views from my video. Yeah, some people, like if you like the view on the short versus the view on your video, is it siphoning your views? or is it driving people to watch the full content? I guess it's going to depend on how they view your content. Yeah, that's a whole discussion. So, you know, and I understand that you could have views either way, and, you know, and I respect if you have a differing view. Would rather turn short sampling off on all your videos, then I'm perfectly fine with that, because that's one of the things. It's the creator's choice. That setting is for you to exercise your right to do what you want to do with your content, and 100% all day long. So if you play games, you technically, yeah, you do. You can't, if you're playing, that's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't mention gaming, but if you're doing a game, that content is third-party content in the sense that you're using their IP, their imagery, and everything else, which is copyrightable, but they're allowing you to stream it and or make videos on it, because gamers want that. Game companies, most game companies want that promotion. They want a community around their games, so they know that YouTube and streaming on Twitch and places like that helps build the anticipation for their game, the enthusiasm for their game, brings more eyeballs onto their game. So that's why they allow most things of that. But that's at the same time why people have issues with sometimes cutscenes and sometimes with in-game music, because the game developers haven't licensed the in-game music for people to restream or to include in videos, and that's why some people get caught out with the music side of gaming, and that's why some games actually have a toggle so you can turn in-game music off. But then you have games like Minecraft, where the in-game music is licensed 100% for the game and is allowed to be ambient in the gameplay that is shown on streams or on videos. So yeah. Yeah, if it's Creative Commons, yeah, that's, you're saying, here, use my content, have at it. It's like a red, is it a red flag for a ball or is it a white flag for a ball? You know, you say, hey, over here, come and use my content any way you want. So if you use sounds from Epidemic Sound and other music scores, that would break the agreement as well. Absolutely, yeah. If you use an Epidemic Sound or any of those services, definitely YouTube standard license is what we want to use. You can't, you technically aren't allowed to use Creative Commons. Chantel putting the boot in. Such terrible advice from anybody. Are we to unsubscribe from TubeBuddy because of bad advice? Like, the rest of the video was fine. It's just this one little bit, and like I've called out different videos in different places. I've made shorts about different like advice that pops up from some of these sorts of channels. It might not necessarily be TubeBuddy, and sometimes it could be the creator they've got to make that content, or something that hasn't. They're just not doing the right quality control to verify that the information is right. Like, I'm sure at some point, whether I have in the past or might in the future, I might give the wrong information about something. You know, sometimes we make mistakes, and so we have to be like, understand that sometimes, people make mistakes. Channels make mistakes, creators make mistakes. The information might be incorrect. Like, I'll be more concerned if they're deliberately being deceptive, which I don't think they were in this case. I think it's just misguided. It's just misguided or misunderstanding. And it's Shark Scrapper in the house. Welcome to the stream. Oh, there we go. Chantel's laid a bear here. I unsubscribed from the TubeBuddy channel a while back because of the bad advice that they have been giving over the last 18 months, 2 years or so. Yeah, there's been a bit of a pattern of behavior on different types of content, whether it's a video or something they've published in like a blog, which has been questioned. I know there was another channel. What was the channel that does the documentaries? Zachary somebody. He's been doing. He blew up doing. He gets a lot of views on his YouTube related ones, but he does them on other things. Does like video essays. He actually called out like keyword tags, keyword research, and SEO. Let's talk about SEO. And I think he particularly called out vidIQ and TubeBuddy on some of the things in some of their documentation. And to vidIQ's credit, they went back and corrected things and updated some of their information because of that, to make sure that they were like communicating everything more accurately. I don't know whether TubeBuddy even acknowledged it, to be honest. Not that I'm aware of. So, but, you know, not to say TubeBuddy as a tool is a good tool. It's a great tool. It's a suite of tools. There's tools in there that I use. Brown Eyes Girl is in the house. Welcome to the stream. There is probably some crazy things on different platforms, and I would imagine Spotify would be one of those platforms that has some weird stuff going down. We know Amazon has weird stuff all the time. Terms and conditions with publishers and whatnot. Man. Licenses and who owns what. All that stuff. When I unsub the channel, yeah, you might still get it in like recommended browse. It'll sort of be removed from the sub feed, but because you've got it in your watch history, then it goes, oh, you've watched this before, maybe you'll be interested in this, or that you've watched this sort of the subject matter before, you might be interested in this. I must say, I did unsubscribe from TubeBuddy as well, like Chantel did for a while. I am currently subscribed only because Nick Nimmin started streaming there again, and I need to have notifications when he was streaming. Because the thing is, full disclosure, I am still technically set up as a moderator on their channel. So from many years ago, I was still a mod on the TubeBuddy channel. So for that reason, I've resubscribed just so I get those notifications, because I do go in and mod when Nick streams on there like once a month or whatever his frequency is. So just so it's all out there. So I'm not knocking TubeBuddy as a whole. I'm knocking that video for being a little bit incorrect. Just in the one part of a tip. Okay. All right. Super chat came in. Apologies, I don't have my super chat tone. But Michael Salsky dropped $100 super chat to the Goat Down Under. Much appreciated. That's gonna go towards traveling to Dallas, Texas for Vid Summit this year in September. So I do appreciate you, Michael, very much. Okay, where are we up to? Sorry, I took a little bit to get to that one. It was like further down the chat than I thought it was. Yeah, I didn't think it was. I know Roberto talked about that being something you could try back when he was putting out some information on that. I know this at the moment. Nick Nimmin's getting a notification like every week or two saying, hey, you've got invalid traffic. And it's like, man, it's Nick Nimmin you're talking about. All right. I'll leave that there because that's the bottom line. Yes, I did get it. I was a little slow on the uptake there. I saw it pop in earlier, and then I thought it was going to come up a little bit sooner than it did. English Fun Zone in the house. Welcome to the stream as well. Hi, did you have any specific suggestions for education channels? Well, I am a somewhat education channel myself because I teach people. I do tutorials. Like my stuff's based around. Sometimes it's based around mobile. It's often based around YouTuber creator related stuff. So whether that's, something new that YouTube's concocted, you know, in the back end or whatever. So I teach, I do a level of teaching. So what would I say? Yeah, in my mind, this is just my opinion. So I'm just going to have opinion when it comes to education channels. That education is works far better when we're talking optimizing for search, because people are usually looking for something. So if people are looking for something, and if it's a video that speaks to people's, answering somebody's question or answering, you know, something that's something that comes up a lot in your topic of choice, or if it's generally educational, I would try and frame it more around search. Out of the box, not going to do anything special, but over time, when people start finding it, it starts ranking in search better, because YouTube have picked up information along the way from all the views that it accrues over time. Then it starts showing up in search more. It starts getting recommended for that subject topic in people's feeds when they start looking for it in search, or that they've had a history of searching for that particular topic. YouTube will start showing it to them. I found that my biggest videos, that's the way they've gone on my channel, and I consider myself a how-to education channel. But there might be videos that you make that aren't strictly educational, but they might have that sort of that more entertainment mixed with education, and in that case, with those videos, you can lean more into the compelling and to bringing like a broader audience in. But I think education channel, you're very much focused on this is who I'm educating. It's this group of people, people that meet this criteria are who I'm educating. Whatever the topic, say you're talking about, well, it's English Fun Zone, so I'm assuming we're talking language. So somebody who's, let's say, like, I don't know exactly, but learning how to speak English, and so there's an element where you want to be talking about, I don't know. I don't teach English, so I don't teach English, so I don't know the types of like practical teaching elements there are for teaching a language. I only know one language, and it happens to be English. But I speak a very particular type of English. But yeah, search, 100% search. Lean on grabbing attention, particularly if a video is going to lean more into like a education / entertainment hybrid. If a particular video does that, you might want to lean more towards getting like recommended and suggested, showing up in browse, by, you know, working on that more of a compelling title about something that you can work in, about what's happening in the video. Like you might be teaching something about a particular word, so you're out and about, like okay, today we're going to speak about a particular type of word, let's say, but we're going to use like a theme. Like we're going to use fast food as a theme to learn some particular words for whatever reason. So we go to McDonald's, we go to Pizza Hut, we go to KFC, and so you make a bit of fun. It's like you could like tease, what does the K in KFC mean, or something like that. You know, you can use something in the video to be a compelling element to draw people in, and so that might draw in a wider audience. The only thing I would think of with that is sometimes that wider audience might not be the right audience, and so you know, that's why for education I really, you know, I've tried to go the compelling route on some things, and sometimes you need to when it's time sensitive. Like sometimes I put out time sensitive stuff, and so I have to grab attention because it's time sensitive. It's like breaking news, it's something like that. And that's where I might also lean more on the compelling title and thumbnail. Obviously, you always want an element of compelling, even for the search, but you might want to gear the title a little bit more for search. The thumbnail can still be compelling, still draw attention, you know, for search, and you know, and do its job in both places. I feel like I'm rambling at this point. So let me TubeBuddy's title ranking accurate? Sometimes I'm not sure if it's truly consistent, accurate title ranking. I'm not sure about title ranking. Is that where you're doing like keyword research? So you're like building like the title of the doing topic research. Depending on what you mean by ranking, like when you're talking like general scores on whether it's a TubeBuddy or a vidIQ or anything like that, they rank things using their own ranking system in terms of like an SEO score or whatever sometimes they call it SEO score, sometimes they just call it like a virality score or something like that, and it'll be like a number out of 100, or it'll be a score out of 10 or a 5 or an A, B, C, D sort of scoring system. It just depends on the tool. They're factoring in different elements of information based on what you input to get the score that they come up with. They're looking at maybe searchability and volume of traffic for that search versus a bunch of other things, and they come up with an overall score. And it just depends on how they weight those different elements that they're capturing to give you a measurement of how good something is. So I certainly wouldn't use the word accurate, because accurate is only within if you're comparing something within their own scoring system. Whether that translates to actually ranking in YouTube search or showing up in the right places on YouTube, they don't have a backdoor to the algorithm. They can't see what YouTube's doing. They can't read what the audience is doing, to how the audience is responding, except for maybe some statistics and analytics. And so, sometimes the score will make sense, and sometimes it'll be like your head scratching. You'll be scratching your head and say, how come that score's so high, or how come that score's so low? That doesn't seem right to me. So, none of these tools are perfect, in my opinion. Doug is a TubeBuddy shill. Absolutely not. The two best things about TubeBuddy, in my opinion, this is probably going to be controversial, is when Nick Nimmin streams. So that's not so controversial, because, I'm sure. When Nick Nimmin streams on the TubeBuddy channel, I think that's pretty good. And I think some of their community, Stanley and his team do the moderation. I think he does a pretty good job. He's pretty solid. He's also hangs out in some of the other Discords and stuff in the communities, like Andrew Can and Nick Nimmins and stuff. So, so he does he runs their commenting and stuff. So I think he does a good job. I reserve judgment on every other part of TubeBuddy, but the app's good. The tools that they provide are solid. Some I use more than others. That's a good question. I really don't know the answer to that, because you could measure that in different ways, and either way, I wouldn't have the stats to know whether who has more subscribers in the sense of signed up to use their tool. That's one way you can measure it. Who has more staff? So bigger company, smaller company. I think vidIQ would be a bigger in terms of staff, even though they've just laid off a few people, unfortunately. But they have because they have a whole coaching section, and so they have that, which TubeBuddy doesn't have. So there's different things there. So I don't have an answer on that one, like a conclusive answer. I don't know enough about it to speak in confidence on any of that. Philip Murphy, have a good day. We'll catch you next time. Yeah, resource channel. That's like a term Like I'm a resource channel. It's like we're a source of information, because if you go real basic on YouTube, split it down the middle. You've got entertainment, you got resource. So if you want to like split it right down the middle, like education, resource, education, entertainment. So you've got your entertainment, which is your Mr. Beast stuff, your competitions, your people talking about their favorite movies, people talking about their favorite TV shows, people talking about comic books, people talking about, by and large, a lot of that is entertainment. People do animations, people do gaming. That's all entertainment. And there's a crossover in the middle, because you could be be an education resource channel for people who play games. So you could be like teaching people about winning strategies, speed runs, how to do this and that on such and such a game. So then there's that crossover in the middle. But then you got us over this side, where education, resource, we're providing value in a tangible way if people have questions, and hopefully we have answers. So yeah, I embrace it. English Fun Zone. English is a second language. Yeah, that makes sense. English Fun Zone. I had a feeling it would be like English second language. Somebody's coming from a different background, want to learn. Portmanteau words. Grammar. Uploading stories in the public domain. Nice. Oh, yeah, well, Nick not going live was very last minute. I'd already scheduled and done other things. And Chantel said, hey, Nick's not going live. And it was like, I think it was only like within half an hour before I started or so. It wasn't that long beforehand. So, no, that's okay. Plus I don't know if I could do a two-person stream at the moment. And I've never tried it. I need to actually try that with Ecamm one day, because I'm using Ecamm. I really need to try that out. Speaking of which, could go down the rabbit hole of the fact that currently I only have the free version of StreamYard, so I can't do my whole shebang on StreamYard at the moment. So yeah, that's the other thing. Learn Spanish World. Yeah, we've got a couple of language channels here today. What I found is that people want the easy pill I used to teach grammar, but now they prefer easier content. That's good to know. There's some kudos and props there. Livestream Consultants in the house. Welcome. Let's see. Credit Classroom says, I just wanted to say that if you think someone is being snarky, ask questions. Sometimes you may find that they are being sincere and building a fan. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes, especially like if we're talking like, you think someone's being snarky on Twitter. It's like, hey, you're only reading text. Text doesn't convey like sarcasm, emotion, like to the full extent. Like you can sort of, emoji it or use very sort of, effective words. But not always is that, not everybody can write like that. Not everybody can get it communicated adequately. What's what they're trying to communicate in the right way. Like I said something on my channel months ago, some comments on a particular video, and someone this week said to me that my comment was condescending. Now in this particular comment thread, I had commented 3 different times back to people because it was like a bit of a thread on one of my videos, and I said, which comment are you talking about? Because I know that I wasn't meaning to be condescending, but maybe it come across that way. I wasn't sure which of those 3 comments that they saw was condescending. I asked and I said, which comment is condescending? They never replied. It's like, if you're going to say Give me some bit more feedback. Like why, which comment was you felt was condescending, and why did you feel it was condescending? Not just you're condescending. Because I try not to come off condescending. I try not to be condescending when possible. Maybe I've come across like that at some point, so that could happen. Title and give it a. I have which one does that when I'm uploading a video? When I'm in the details page, I have one of my tools that's built in. I think it's Tube Spanner actually does that to me. Let me have a look real quick. Let's close some tabs. I'm in the wrong part of YouTube. Here we go. Did I? Hang on. I just saw something there. Let me just check. How does Ecamm deal with that? They don't. Okay. I believe somebody's dropped some gifted memberships, and I need to go find out what that's all about. Ecamm, why aren't you telling me? Michael Sahosky just became a member. I don't know if that was a gifted one or if that was Michael joined, because Ecamm are not showing me anything about memberships. I thought they did. That's okay. Welcome, Michael. Welcome. Alva's in the house. Welcome to the stream. I don't know how far behind I am, so let me. I might be looking at where I'm up to, what the conversation is. I'm gonna go back to that other thing in a second. Cha-Ching King says, I feel like strict SEO scores don't necessarily indicate the best title for me. No, they don't. They don't. It's a formula that's giving you a score. It's not people actually responding to the title or to the thumbnail, whatever it is, to the what you're putting out there. Like the real world answer is going to be different to what a formula on a spreadsheet is calculating. They cannot predict audience behavior from a formula in a spreadsheet. They can do it a little bit better with AI when you've got like machine learning. Which is, the YouTube algorithm's been using machine learning for years. So there's that, so that's the thing. But yeah, no, it's as you say, it requires some finesse and intuition. Absolutely. Well, Jerry's tell it like it is. Well, we're all being honest here today. I've moved on from TubeBuddy and vidIQ YouTube channels. Yes. I sort of feel that here, in a good, in an agreeable way. So, where are we? Is D going to UK with Nick? I don't think he is, but you never know. I haven't heard either way, but I would say no, but there could be a yes. Because you never know. Yeah, StreamYard is good. The Pro plan. I just had to cut my current plan out of the budget, particularly if I'm going back and I'm sort of using Ecamm at the moment. I can reinstate that at a later time. So currently I'm on the free. Yeah. Somebody was saying that earlier. Is D gonna live stream? And I said, D, give me a call. Here we go. here it is. This is the memberships. Home Repair gifted 10 channel memberships. So welcome. It's gonna read them out. I'm gonna read them out because it's telling me here who they are. We're gonna go through. Jerry got one. Chatty Cathy got one. Legal Minor Friends, Karen Cole got one. Sniper Elite got one. And while I'm going through there, Alvin, new to the channel. Welcome to the channel. It's good to have you here. Natalie got one as well. We also had High Octane Racing YT. That's a longer name there. Got one. Let's Atovo got a gifted membership as well. 86 got a gifted membership. And Pete Johns, my friend from down south. Jasmina D got one as well. That's 10 new members. Some of those have come back in because they've picked up gifted memberships before. Some of the names I hadn't seen before. So gonna be in to win it. So you have access to all the members' content, which there are some videos there. We aim to do a members live stream every month, but usually it's every second. We haven't done as many as we've planned. We're getting back into that. Make sure we hit that every now and then. I do also release my videos that aren't time sensitive. Members get members first. There's an update to that, which we can talk about in a second. Remind me about that in a few minutes. I saw it on a video today, and I want to recap that. So members content. So you get like anywhere up to 24 or even sometimes more hours advanced of my uploaded videos. So you get first dibs, as they say, first views. So you can get in there, watch it, comment first, all that sort of stuff. There's a whole bunch of other perks, so you can click the see perks to see what all that is. Because sometimes I forget what they all are. There's a question. I saw a queue. I have a channel that's primarily long-form tutorial content. Love it. I've only done one live ever on my channel. Do you think that they are useful in channel building, brand building? I think the big plus on live streams is building like an audience like this, like a live stream here. You've got direct content. I've got direct content with everybody here in the chat. We're able to talk back and forth in this sort of format at least. And so it's building community is the big plus on live streams. So if you do it on a regular, like I live stream nearly every week now, on the regular, that's building a community. So I think that's the big plus, is the community, the people that you know by name, as opposed to just a whole bunch of viewers. You might have, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 people, but you don't know them all by name because there's a lot. A, it's a lot. B, they may not be commenting on every video. Some do. The big fans do sometimes. Live streams brings in like the big fans, people who might watch a little bit more casually. They get the notification, they come in, they join in the conversation. So it builds community. The big plus of live stream, and that's why that one reason alone, I think live streaming is worthwhile for most channels, particularly tutorial content. You can like lean into maybe like a Q&A sort of thing, or do a live tutorial. Sometimes works if there's something that works in that format. Whole bunch of different things you can do there. All right. Okay. Doug, I asked Chantel this question, and I would appreciate your take on it, please, as well. Sure. Because I want to bring this up in discussion this week in a Zoom meeting. Prism Live or StreamYard? Differences. Okay. Prism Live is, I think I haven't used Prism Live in a while, and there's the versions that are on the phones, and you've also got your desktop versions. Prism Live, I believe on desktop now, is a lot sort of leaning in towards sort of like your OBS type style thing. So it's very good for putting together a lot of, a lot of assets. Bring them in, show things on the screen like this, all that sort of thing. A little bit more interactive, changing scenes, all that sort of stuff. I think StreamYard can do some of that, and does quite a lot of that actually. But I think the big plus on StreamYard over Prism Live would be bringing in guests, multiple guests from different parts of the world, or across town, or wherever they're coming from. I think StreamYard big plus is their guesting feature, easy use. It's pretty easy to use. It's based in the browser. You don't need to install stuff and preset stuff up a lot. StreamYard, you can go real simple and it will work off the bat, or you can add in, upload extra stuff, overlays and stuff, and use that as well. So StreamYard is great for ease of use and guests and doing everything quite easily. Prism is good if you want to dial in a little bit more. So I'd say Prism is going to be somewhere between the complexity of OBS and the ease of use of StreamYard, but it'll be somewhere in the middle. So if you have specific questions, because it's been a while, and I haven't really played around with Prism Live on desktop recently, so I'm a little bit out of the mix when it comes to Prism Live on desktop. I did play around with it recently on one of my phones. I don't know which phone it was. So I'm a little bit more up to speed with the mobile Prism Live. But yeah, I do, every now and then, I do like to come back and play around with some of these alternative softwares, so I can sort of give my opinion, or pros and cons, answer these types of questions. So yeah, if you got any specific areas, it's like, is one better for this or for that or whatever, let me know, and I will have to play around with Prism a little bit more. And I enjoy doing that sort of thing, so I will jump in. Yeah, ChooseBand, it gives a readability score. Exactly. That's what I was getting at. I get the readability score where I type in the title, and just over on the right hand side, it calculates and it gives me a little score, and it tells me the reason for the score. It says, this is a little bit cluttered, or this is really engaging. The audience are really going to enjoy this. It's really clear, or it's unclear. It gives you a little bit of feedback as to why the score's high or low, or somewhere in between. Yeah. Starting to get a little bit scratchy in the throat. Change of weather sometimes does that. I think we're getting a little bit of, might get a little bit of wind the next day or so. It's gonna bring the temperature down and dry out the air. I think I lost my spot. Oh no, I haven't lost my spot. Okay, Calvin's out of here. Got a dash. We'll catch you next time. we eventually caught up. At least Ecamm lists them, so I'm happy that Ecamm lists them. I just don't get a pop-up alert or a section in. They didn't put them in there with super chats, because I can see the little tag that says super chats just says 1. So thank you Ecamm for that. I'll just drop that one there as well. Discord. Yes, I do have a Discord. I don't talk about it a lot, do I? VOD builds audiences, lives build communities. There it is. Love it. Can you interface other software with either WebEx? WebEx is like Zoom, isn't it? Somebody just confirm WebEx is like Zoom. I'm not up to speed on what WebEx is, but I'm pretty sure it's like a webinar type sort of Zoom sort of meeting type thing. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with WebEx and its interface. I would say there's a possibility with Prism. I'm not sure. I know StreamYard probably won't. They have their own webinar software built in. So you can go like a StreamYard on air, which is like a webinar where you can like host everything on StreamYard. So you do like invitations and registrations. People get a link and they come in and they watch it on like a native interface that is like StreamYard creates it for you, and so you can link to it from like your website or something like that, or just send out the link to the people who are, you know, registered attendees or whatever. So that webinar, that StreamYard on air, and then they can come in and ask questions, but then you have the whole StreamYard interface to do all the things as well. You know, like multiple people talking, different things like that. So you can have an audience, and then you can have your guests. Instead of being hosted on like YouTube or Facebook, whatever, it's hosted in like a private area using StreamYard. New England Cajun Roots Reseller, welcome to the stream. SK, welcome to the stream as well. I do live streaming through StreamYard. I want to know I put mid-roll ads myself or leave on YouTube. For me, like this is my personal preference just as a viewer, so therefore it carries over to when I'm a creator, is I don't drop mid-roll ads on live streams. So if I'm streaming now I can, but I have it set up so that YouTube doesn't do it automatically, that I have to do it manually. So if I choose to do it, like if I had to like get up and walk out of the room for a second because, you know, whatever, then I could go in and my live stream page died. All right, let me share this real quick. I'm gonna jump over here, pop it up. So if I'm in my live stream dashboard, all I have to do is come in because of my settings, where I've set mine to be manually entered by me when I want to do mid-rolls. Don't let YouTube do it automatically. All I have to do is come and click this button. It says insert ad. Like if I'm going to click it right now just as a demonstration. Some of you will get an ad, some of you won't, but this is so I'm going to press it and we'll see what happens. Okay. Now, some of you are getting ads, and some of you are still here with me. So it just depends. I should really come back to me. Okay, here I am. So in the chat. Now, I'm pausing because I don't know how many people have gone to ads and how many people stuck around. But if you happen to get an ad, say, yes, I got an ad. Or if you didn't get an ad, say, no, I didn't get an ad, and you just kept talking. So that's just to show you that, you know, you can insert a mid-roll ad just at a point that suits you. If you have to get up and do like a be right back or whatever, you know, I need to, you know, go use the amenities or something like that. So we'll see. Now I'm getting the hydrate signal. Hang on, it's a webinar. Yeah, WebEx is for like webinars, because Zoom is sort of like a webinar / but it's more just sort of like meeting, a very large meeting, a lot of people in talking at once possibly. But webinar seems a little bit more structured, so I understand it's probably more like that. StreamYard has its own service, so it doesn't really integrate with other ones like WebEx. It will say, hey, we have our own webinar setup, which is called StreamYard on Air, which will do the hosting, we'll do everything. You can have invitees, you can have registrations and everything, and then you give them the link, they'll come in at the prescribed time, and you can do everything in this StreamYard on Air page. So it's like being on YouTube, but doing it all in on this special webinar page that StreamYard gives you. Yeah. And sometimes you get like integrations. Like right now, I'm using Ecamm. Ecamm is building an integration with Zoom, and they're actually working with Zoom, and so you can actually bring people into the live stream from Zoom. Using the version of Ecamm I got now. Now, I don't have a Zoom account to do it, and you need to have like a pro account and different things. But Ecamm, what I'm using, and obviously Ecamm is Mac only, so that's another thing. If you're on Windows, you're out of luck. But if you're using if you use Ecamm for things, I mean, if you use Zoom for things, you can. There is now that integration that's in the beta testing stage, which I'm running Ecamm Live Beta, so I can technically bring in people from a Zoom meeting, whether I'm hosting it or I'm just an attendee. If I have the permission of the host, I can bring in multiple people who are in the Zoom call to talk to me on this Ecamm live stream, potentially. So there's a lot of different things to look at when it comes to that, and I haven't dived in when it comes to like webinars. I like to keep things simple. I don't like to like crossbreed things. A lot of people want to use Zoom with Ecamm and different things like that, and it's like I like the simplicity of, like, say, StreamYard does everything in-house. Like, it brings the guests in-house. It doesn't like rely on a third-party service to do the guesting. Like, you can do guesting on OBS, but you need like plugins and rely on another service to help you with that. Sometimes, it's like when you want to multi-stream. Some platforms will do multi-streaming natively, like StreamYard, whereas some software if you've got OBS, whatever, you have to go out and grab, Restream or something and send your broadcast to Restream, and then they send it to YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Twitch and X and LinkedIn and all the places. So I'm a big fan of keeping it simple. If I can get something that does everything the right way, so that it doesn't tax my computer too much, but I can get a good broadcast out there, then that's the way I want to go, and that's why StreamYard's pretty good for me. Zoom. Yeah, sometimes there's things like this. Like if you in China, you can't use StreamYard, for example, because they can't access it. So there's different ways of doing it. Different software and services allow different places. You got to look at what your requirements are, and then find the best solution possible. Shah Scrapper, got to get back to packing boxes. Absolutely. Thanks for popping by. We will talk to you when we talk to you. Absolutely. Here we go. Okay, we're up to the part where I did the ad thing. Premium user win. No ads for me. Okay, SK got an ad. Cha Ching King was also on premium, so they didn't get to. Okay, we've got a few premium users. Livestream Consultant's got an advert. There's a nope. That's a no. No advert. Premium, no ads. I got the wrong crowd. I could be dropping ads all day, and it wouldn't matter. Everybody's on premium. I hadn't considered dropping an ad when I had to drop a BRB when the dog loses his freaking mind over a career driver. Yeah, it's like if you've got something you play, but you can sort of drop that. Like if it's just a plain screen and they're just going to have a bit of music, it doesn't matter if they get an ad because they're just going to be looking at a static screen anyway. Like if you drop something visually stimulating, like Nick does with his coffee song. Yeah, he gets up. It's got the length of the coffee song to get something sorted and come back. That's entertaining enough. You don't need an ad. You don't need, the static screen doesn't do anything. So. Yeah. Zoom's a very good tool for what it does, like the multiple person meeting. If everybody's interacting with everybody, Zoom is really good for that. Absolutely. Yeah. that's where I wouldn't. Yeah, that's where I wouldn't use StreamYard. Because StreamYard, you have your guest limitations, and all that sort of stuff. So. Yeah. I'm gonna dive in and check out the current Prism at some point on desktop in particular, because I even had a tutorial on my channel about Prism on your phone, like live streaming with Prism on your phone, but their desktop thing is a different kettle of fish. As you know, it's full on now. All right. I know Ecamm. There we go. It's definitely a solution. The way Ecamm's using Zoom with this new functionality, it's like you have to, it is an extra expense. Like Ecamm has a guest option which you can use, but there's some versatility with Zoom in bringing in the individual cameras, so you can choose who you want to bring in, different things like that. It's a work in progress over there on Ecamm as to that, because it's their new update that they're working on, so they keep dropping bug fixes and new features and different things like that. Well, I haven't messed with it because I don't have a Zoom account to even play around with it. And then you have to go ask Zoom to give you like maximum quality if you want like crispy 1080p. So you got to have like whatever it is, a pro account or something, and then you got to ask them to unlock the crispy 1080p, because mostly they just leave you on 720 because most people are just having meetings and they don't really need the pitch quality. They just want be able to see the person they're talking to. Yeah, I think the answer, it will be, what is the use case? What are you using it for? What do you intend on using it for, or are you going to change? Yeah, what is it you want to accomplish, and what's the best tool for the job? That's how I would look at it first. Is like define what it is you're trying to do, and then figure out what works best. Chantel's thinking about it. Okay, here we go. See, this will be used for corporate events. Yeah, pretty broad. Or when we have in-house events on certain topics where we will simultaneously stream on YouTube and Zoom. Yeah, definitely more of a webinar feel that I'm getting from that. So there's nothing wrong with just using Zoom or WebEx, in my opinion, if that's what you want to do. And like, I know Zoom, you can also stream out to platforms at the same time. I don't know what the feature set's like. I've never used it. So it does sound more the webinar route rather than the live streaming route, but you want to be able to do a little bit of both, in the sense that you want to take that webinar and put it on YouTube on occasion. So yeah, doing it both at the same time. And I know Zoom, you can, if you've got the right account and you've got it set up, you can go straight from Zoom out to YouTube. So that could be like a big tick for Zoom, unless there's some features that Zoom doesn't have that you would like. When it comes to doing corporate stuff, you don't want to be going over the top with like fancy features. Like, I know Prism on the phone has a lot of like beauty filters and different things that you're just not going to use in a corporate setting. So I don't know how that looks on a desktop version of Prism. So you want to, if you want to keep it corporate, then maybe you are looking more at the webinar stuff like the WebEx or the Zoom. I don't know whether WebEx does streaming to platforms, but I'm pretty sure Zoom does. If you have the right Zoom account, you can stream to YouTube and Facebook and stuff. So Zoom might be the answer to that question. But there might be like a thing that has similar features, but one is a better value. So sometimes, cost effectiveness is a thing as well. What features you want, Is it cost effective? They're the things you want to look at. It's easy to set up in Zoom. There you go. There's an answer to that. So Zoom. I think we're getting a bit of a tick for Zoom. Karen's here. Yes. Yeah. I believe Larry at Home Rapid Repair dropped 10 gifted memberships, and you picked it up. Picked up one of those 10. Couldn't find a way to set up 2 cameras. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't used Zoom enough to, like, I've used, we've all used Zoom at some point. Well, most of my Zoom experience has been as like a participant. I haven't done much hosting, so. Okay, so Chantel's probably more up to speed on Zoom than I am, so Chantel's probably the one, is probably out of the two of us, the better one to go to when it comes to Zoom. Cha-ching King, have a great day. Have a great day. And Little Crafty Nook in house. How are you? How are you? I've actually managed to hit the bottom of the chat. Isn't that amazing? By the way, where are we in regards to... Oh, wow. I just realised that we've been going for nearly 2 hours. Because I didn't have that constraint. I didn't have the constraint that makes me have to finish in time for Nick Nemman's stream. So we're a little bit over today, which is fine. We were able to answer questions, do all that sort of stuff. So if you've got any more questions, put a Q in front, drop them in the chat. We can keep it rolling for a little bit longer because I'm not constrained. Let's talk about what might be coming up very soon. Very soon. Whoop. I'm just clicking on random things here. There we go. Just as a reminder what's coming up. I know we've brought this up before. And as you might know, because it is like already 9:33 Eastern, that Nick Nimmin isn't going live today. Big red cross there. But Daryl Leaves is live at 12 PM Eastern today. That's in 2.5 hours from now. I was going to set up a redirect, but it wasn't in my list to set up, so you must have redirects turned on. So later today, don't forget Daryl Leaves is talking to one of his students, the gentleman in the photo. I don't know what his name is because I didn't look it up. And they're talking about how he monetized his channel in 7 days. It's pretty cool. If you can monetize your channel in 7 days, that's some information that you probably want to sort of know about. The API will have to be updated to live stream a webinar on YouTube while using Zoom. I think I will talk to our developers about this. Yeah, it should be built into Zoom already, from what I understand. So yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult. So it'd be probably just a matter of linking up the particular YouTube channel in question, and then making that an option to go live to that at some point. How that works, I don't know, because I haven't used that. Appreciate that. Where are we? All good. I'm going to turn that off. Yes, let's move that out of the way. And yeah, the other thing about not having my whole setup here, I still don't have all my musical things, but I can still. Can't play the last call song, but I can drop the graphic. It's the last call. What we're going to do is just leave it open for a few more minutes for questions. If you've got questions for me or questions about YouTube, creator questions, that sort of thing, drop them in the chat with a Q in front. Q, how do we do a Q? I don't know. It's all backwards with the camera. So let me know. I haven't dropped this the whole stream, but I'll just put that in the top corner. Already received plenty of them today, so much appreciated. Let me do a shout out. Let's shout them out again. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Let's shout them out. No particular order. Calvin dropped the coffee. Larry dropped a bunch of coffees. And Amazing Up Destinations dropped some more coffees as well. There's 3 lots of coffees, we'll say, dropped today. And they're all going towards the... all that money at the moment is going towards the trip to Vid Summit coming up in September. And over on the Buy Me a Coffee page, I also have like a goal. I don't know if I can see it on here. I don't think it's on my mobile. I could probably just do it here. Can I look at my own? I don't know. Can't do it on mobile. I don't have it open on desktop. But yeah, shout out to those. Also, shout out to Michael Sahoski, who dropped the $100 super chat as well. Much appreciated. All the support there today as well. So yeah, if you do have a question, that's not the screen for those questions. Let me go to the other one. Here we go. That's where the comments need to go when I'm doing the last call. Cool. So yeah, if you have a question, drop a Q in front of it. Like normally, I'd be like right now would be already mid Nick Dimmon's stream. So Nick Dimmon's not streaming today. We're gonna, I was gonna do Nick Dimmon's stream, roll straight into Daryl Lee's stream. So I've got a bit of time between now and Daryl Lee's stream, a couple of hours. So I think that I might even, go make that coffee that I would normally make, and then I might think about making a video, or at least planning on making a video, scripting, or working on some sort of idea of where I want to go with my next video, because I've had a couple of people suggest things in the last 24 hours that I could hit on, and I might just jump on one of those. With this time that I've got between streams. As Monique says, I could take a nap. If I took a nap, I wouldn't be getting up for Daryl's stream. Because it's already 11. It's 11:38 p.m. here, so it's like, hey, if my head hits the pillow, I'm going to sleep. And I know that's what a nap is, but will I get up? Probably not. Yeah. Interesting to be a month earlier. Yeah, October. I was surprised how warm it was. It was like nothing that I'm not used to. I'm from Australia, Queensland. It was similar temperatures from here to there when I travelled, so it wasn't like a contrast, because we're sort of crossing over. We're warming up as you guys are cooling down. But yeah, in September, it's a month earlier. I know it's still going to be warm, and I'm ready for it. I had a good time last year, so I'm looking forward to it again. And so big shout out to Daryl Lees, by the way, for the ticket. So, just to put it out there. Oh, boy. It's good when that happens, isn't it? It's like, oh, the question I had has already been answered. Absolutely. Brown Eyes Girl. It's 9:39 a.m. Yeah, exactly. There's a bit of a difference. Yes. That means in 20 minutes it's going to be Sunday. Just so it's out there, because it'll be midnight. It's going to be Sunday. Oh, I see a question. I got all my channels back after 2 years of taken down, and my second channel got them back April 17. So that was like a month ago. I've had all my videos on the first channel on private. Can I upload them to my channel now? And there's a part 2. And do I have to mark them in any way? Okay, just let me make sure I understand this. I'm going to the first part again. Channel back. Okay, you got the channel back after 2 years of taken down. And second channel got them back. Okay, so there's more than one channel involved here. I have all my videos on the first channel on private. Okay, so some of the videos are on the first channel, but you need to put them on the second channel or third channel, whatever, however many channels there are. What I would recommend is, as soon as you put them up on the other channel, I would actually delete them from that channel, so they're not 2 instances of them, just to keep you safe from like getting pinged for duplicate content, which is not I don't think that's a big issue, but that's probably what I would do is once I know that I've confirmed that I've got that ready on the second channel, I don't need that old content anymore that's been privated. I can take it off there, and it's on the channel. If that's what if I'm understanding that this video that's over on the first channel is going to end up on the second channel. There's some follow up here. Let me have a look. Make sure. Okay, yeah, you got them all back on April 17th, so that was a month ago. Yep. Want to delete the first one? Okay, so the original channel. Basically, you want to put that channel to bed. It's like, don't need that anymore. I've got this second channel. Want to delete the first one. I had one with all the lives and one with all the uploaded. So you had 2 channels, one for lives, one for uploaded content. Cool. Gotcha. That's what I plan to do, but I need to mark them when I upload them on my channel now. No, because if you're going to end up deleting them off the other channel, then you just need to present them as a new video. There's nothing really else you can do. You could put something in the description if you feel that maybe your old viewers will say, hey, haven't I seen this video before? You can maybe just somewhere in your description say this is a re-upload from content that used to be on my other channel. It's no longer there. You could maybe just drop that in the description, but by no means do you have to do that. So that's purely up to you as to how you want to do that. So there's nothing you need to do, like settings wise for YouTube. Just upload it as like a new video, treat it as a new video, give it a title, thumbnail, description, all the other bits that you have to answer these days. Just do all that, and you're good to go. And then, hey, yeah, it's up there. Delete it off the old channel. You're fine. Nothing else you need to do. Yeah, oh, that helps. Yeah, all the videos. So there, I do the same. I have every video that I've uploaded on a hard drive. So if anything ever happens to my YouTube channel, I've still got my original footage, my edits and everything on a hard drive. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's. I had to do that with a channel. Like I originally had I started doing, but this is like way back. This is like 2015, 2016. I had a channel. I was started to make videos, and I just did it on my original channel, and it was like short dash cam videos. And then I decided to actually make a dedicated dash cam video channel, and so that I moved the first 5 or so videos, because only about 5 videos, I had to move them to this dedicated dash cam channel. So I made sure I had the copies of each video, whether I downloaded them from YouTube, I can't remember, or whether I had them already. So once I knew I had them, I deleted them off the old channel and uploaded them to the new channel. So you can do it in either order, but I would say as soon as you get them on the new channel, definitely take them off the old channel, just to cover yourself. And here's a good question. Do creators choose what is offered as membership perks? Yes, you could. the creator can choose because what they want to like present as their perks. YouTube gives some suggestions, but you by no means have to follow the suggestions. But what I find is if you go with some of their suggestions, they're more likely to like approve they have to approve the perks to make sure you're not like offering something illegal or something. but they go look for them. Like I every time I've set up stuff or changed stuff on my memberships this year, for however long I've had memberships now, I can't remember. It's been approved within minutes because I've chosen to pick some of the suggested ones. So it's like a standard perk. I didn't make up like many from scratch. And even when I have had like one extra one that I've just sort of made up from scratch, it's still been approved straight away. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. So you do get some customization. You don't have to. By no means have to go over anything that YouTube suggests. You can just say there are no perks except for you just supporting the channel. You could do that. You could technically do that, but they suggest you should have perks. You should give something back because they're giving to you every month. You should give something back every month. So yeah. I'll do that at that one at a time, and I want to get my description out of them so I don't have. Yeah, that's a good idea. You can, if you still got it there, you can like copy it and then paste it in. Good thinking. I like the thinking. Chantel Hill celebrates 10 months of membership. Memberships have now been around for a while on your channel. Yes. About at least 10 months. Live on YouTube, Twitter X. Here he is. How's it going? Morning, last call. Yeah, it's a very drawn out last call today because we're no means have time constraints today. No time constraints whatsoever. We are going to wrap things up. I don't know if I'm hungry or if my stomach is a little bit. I don't know. Anyway. I'm going to look after that in a couple of minutes' time. Now, I want to thank a couple of people, or a couple of things. I don't think I've got I'm just trying to remember what graphics I got here. Well, I'm going to put this one up. This is not what I want to talk about, but I'll put this up. This membership list is obviously out of date now with all the channel members and different memberships today. I'm going to put that up. Thank the channel members. Let's get rid of the last call. And I don't want to necessarily thank Envato Elements, but they're there. Thank you, Envato Elements, for all the stock footage and stuff that I use off your site. So you can check out them in the description. But I want to thank Creator Mix, who provides the background music. I don't have a graphic for Creator Mix on my Ecamm, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna make a note to fix that. Creator Mix, run by D Nimmin. Nick and D put that together. D did all the legwork, of course. So, I just want to acknowledge D Nimmin. But Creative Mix provides the royalty-free, no copyright issue music that I use in the stream. I often use it in videos as well. So, a big shout out to Creative Mix. So, if you're looking for music to use, all the background music you sort of heard during the stream, if you can hear it, I don't know how the mix is sounding, but yeah, that's the sort of music they have. They have like EDM and laid back. They have a little bit of rock as well. It's a bit of everything, So love it. Oh, the music's loud. Whoop. I pulled it up on the wrong screen, didn't I? I should be on this one. Music loud, LOL. Yeah, it's sometimes it doesn't adjust that well too. You move the slider and I don't hear a difference. So it's one of those things. When I have my Rodecaster operational again, when I get my hub back, I'll be able to finesse the audio sliders. It's just a better experience from my end anyway. Okay. Chantel sent me a message. Set up that Creator Mix graphic. Chantel sends me all the reminders when I say I need to remember in the stream. She sends me a reminder that says, don't forget, do the thing. So it's all good. It's all good. Well, I'm going to pull that off. And yeah, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. It's been fun having a little bit of extra long stream today. And then we're going to, don't forget, Daryl Eves is coming up at 12 midday Eastern time. So that's in just over 2 hours from now. So if you happen to be there, I'll probably see you in the chat. I'm anticipating on being there. That's my plan. So enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure to pick up Daniel. Roberto may be going live at some point because he didn't go live Friday night. So that might happen as well. So that might happen concurrently. It might happen at a different time. So just be on the lookout for those streams that are coming up later today. Daryl for sure. And I'll see you here bright and the same time. Whatever time I go live, 8:30. Is it 8:30? No, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern. I'm forgetting what time. I'm losing the time zones. Must be time for a coffee. I want to thank everyone for joining me today, and I'll catch you next week if I don't see you beforehand. And I will catch you later.